Hello, thanks for joining me today as I talk you through headstand. If you've never done headstand before, I encourage you to check out my video, Dolphin Pose. It's a headstand prep to help you start building strength in your arms and your shoulders, and just to get you used to the shape that you take when you come into headstand. And if you've already been practicing headstand, or if you feel that you already have the strength in your arms and your upper body to come into it, then just follow along with me and I will talk you through it. But first I would like to just mention a few of the things that are commonly done wrong when coming into headstand, which can lead to injury. The first is having the arms too wide apart when you're first coming into it, and I'll talk you through how to come into it with keeping the arms close together and keeping a nice, strong, secure base for the pose. You want to build from the bottom to the top. The next thing that people commonly do wrong when coming into headstand is they're not on the crown of their head. You really want to be on the very top of your head when coming into this, and not the front of the head and not the back of the head, so that you don't injure the neck. And also you need some core strength coming into this. So I'll show you where you can stop and build that strength. And then once you get there, when the legs come up, you want to try to keep the legs as straight as possible and the pelvis in neutral, so the legs aren't leaning too far back or too far forward. So let's go ahead and begin. So we're going to start coming into the hands and the knees. And then you're going to bring the elbows down. And this is the base that I was talking about. You want to grab a hold of your elbows, because that is the distance that you want to keep between the elbows the entire time. You could use a strap or a belt and make it so that it fits right around your elbows to keep them in one place if you're having problems with the arms sliding back out. If the arms have slid back out when you come into it, you need to come back down and realign them. So grabbing the elbows, keeping that distance between the elbows the entire time, swing the forearms out, forearms parallel with one another, interlace the fingers, and I always like to pick up my pinky finger and set it in so that my hands aren't resting just on that one pinky. So pick up the pinky, bring it in, keep the forearms that distance apart, and from there you're going to come onto the knees, tuck the toes, and then lift the hips. Crown of the head, not the back of the head, not the front of the head, but the very crown of the head comes down. Elbows still stay right where they are, and then you just start to walk the feet in. Keep walking the feet as much as you possibly can until you feel your center of gravity start to shift a little bit. You can roll up on the toes. Just notice how that feels. And then once you get there, you can lift one leg and then maybe just lift the other leg and just go back and forth a few times. Notice how that works your core a bit. And then once you can master that, press into the elbows, bring the knees into the chest. This is a great place to stay. And then after you master that, the knees come up, heels toward your seat, and then reach the legs high. Keep pressing into the hands. Relax your feet. And so you want to make sure the legs aren't leaning way back. They're not leaning way forward so your butt's sticking out. You want everything in line as best as you can. Relax your face and breathe. Take another breath. So as you can see, a wall behind you may be really beneficial. So you can practice using a wall and resting your feet on the wall behind you. It's a great place to start. And when you're ready to come down, draw the knees in, drop the feet down, and you want to come into child's pose for a few breaths just to re-regulate the blood flow, calming everything down. And then slowly making your way up. And just taking a moment, just sitting quietly. And thanks for letting me take you through that tutorial. Have a great day. Namaste.